Well, hello everybody, I'm Don Ballance, and welcome to this presentation about NewTek's 3Play. Now, when people think about 3Play, very often they think about sports production and instant replay and slow motion. And 3Play does a fantastic job at that. With features like multi-camera instant replay and slow motion, two independent outputs, transition between slow motion replays and real-time video editing during the show, 3Play really shines in sports production. But it has so much more to offer, it's difficult to put it into just one category. 3Play is used for live events around the world for things like delayed broadcast, video clip playout, source recording of multi-camera productions, and reaching out to new audiences through social media. Its built-in automation system allows anyone to create custom video solutions with custom control surfaces that simplify and enhance the use of the system. And best of all, its price performance is hard to beat. NewTek is making it possible for more events to have the same high production value as the major leagues, only now on a minor league budget. And now more than ever, because NewTek offers a complete line of 3Play systems. From the rack-mountable 3Play 4800 all the way down to the ultra-portable 3Play Mini. And as I said, 3Play is much more than just sports production. Let me show you what I mean. Let's go ahead and take a look at the interface. Now, in the upper left corner, we've got a multi-viewer, and this shows you all of the incoming live sources, and these are what you will create your events out of for your instant replay and slow motion. Now, in the upper right-hand corner of the interface, we have two large outputs. These are the two independent outputs. These can be used together, or they can be completely independent of each other. Just below that, we have our clip list. This is where all of the events will be captured, and this is where the majority of our instant replay will be performed from. Below that, we have our playlist. This is an internal nonlinear editor allowing for real-time event editing during a production. And just below that, we have our interactive tagging system, allowing you to add a plethora of information to any of the clips that you capture, and then search and recall those clips just when you need them. It's also very easy to modify the 3Play interface to suit your production needs. As you can see, the interface can be scaled, changing the size of the clip list or even the monitors. You can even scale the monitors themselves to change their size, and you can change the actual look of the interface, displaying just the panels you want to see when you want to see them. With NewTek 3Play, you can input a combination of different types of video signals in SDI or analog formats and in different resolutions, all in the same production. You can also output the entire production in a variety of formats, all at the same time. Now, let's do a replay. So we'll start the recording process, and now all of the cameras are being recorded. We just saw something happen, and with one button, I'm ready to replay that action. I just hit the out button, and it jumped back 4 seconds in time and made an in for me, and I can now replay the action that we saw captured from that camera angle. Now, we captured 4 camera angles, and we have all 4 of them. Here on the interface, you can see that I can go to the 4 different camera angles that were captured for that one event. Here's a new camera angle. We can start it from the beginning, play it back. Again, we have yet another camera angle here that we can start and play back. But starting and stopping and jumping between the angles like this really isn't a great workflow. So 3Play gives you a better way of doing this. You can hit Shift Angle 1, and it will start playing back that first angle. And then as soon as we're done with that, we can hit Shift Angle 2, and it's going to play the second angle for us, Shift Angle 3 for the third angle, and Shift Angle 4 for the last angle. Now, you could have up to 8 cameras depending upon the 3Play that you're using, but we have our 4 cameras, and we can easily review that shot from all 4 cameras. Now, you also have the ability to change that camera angle during the replay itself. Let's take a look at that. So as we start this playing back, we can jump from camera angle to camera angle during the playback. Now, this is nice, but I don't know exactly where I'm jumping. I'm jumping blind from one camera angle to another. So in order to allow you to see where you're going to be jumping to, the 3Play has added what they call clip angle previews. Now the clip list previews down here will show you every angle of that replay while it's being replayed, so you know exactly what you're going to jump to. Now I was jumping from camera angle to camera angle simply by using the arrow key and going back and forth. But you can also jump, say, all the way to camera angle 1, and then out to camera angle 3, and then to camera angle 4, and back to camera angle 2 by holding down the angle button. And you can see exactly what it is you're jumping to by using the clip list previews. 3Play also allows you to mix in the live cameras with all of those different camera angles, and this can be very useful in a live stadium environment. As you can see here, we're playing back our clip out on B, and while that clip is playing, over on A, we can queue up the live cameras. Now on B, once the basket goes through, you can easily transition right back into the live game. Well, now that we've captured an event, we can play it back, and we can control the speed of the playback. Now, 3Play comes with its own control surface, and on that control surface we have a T-bar, and this T-bar is one of the ways to control that slow motion playback. Now, there are two different modes that we can work in. In the first mode, we are pushing the T-bar forward and pulling the T-bar back like a gas pedal, allowing us to go faster and slower. We can even pull it all the way back and stop it. But the second mode is the official review mode, and this will allow us to run this video in reverse with the T-bar, pull the T-bar back, and then push the T-bar forward. We can actually go up to 200% speed in forward and reverse. Now, once we're looking at this play, again, we have all of our camera angles available to us, so we can back this up and look at a different camera angle. Again, let's back that up and go out to our third camera angle, and you have complete control over the playback of the video, forward, backward, and camera angle. So if the officials want to be able to review a play, this is a fantastic way for them to be able to control the video and see that action from every angle. So you can see the clip list is where we can create all of our events, we can play back all of our different camera angles, and we can control the speed of the playback. But sometimes during an event, you may want to have an in-event sequence or an in-game sequence, several different clips strung together, maybe even with transitions in between them. Well, the 3Play makes this very easy with the playlist. So now I am going to use the control surface here to find some clips that I want to make my in-game sequence out of, and I can play these clips back and say, all right, there's the first one. I have a button that says Add to Playlist. You can see it got added to the playlist. I can now navigate to another clip and look at this clip. Is this one that I want to use? Nice three-pointer, goes in, yep, let's add that to the playlist. Again, I'll go down and find yet another clip. Watch this clip play back. Is this one that I want to use as well? Another three-pointer, looks good. Let's add that to the playlist. Now, I can simply jump down to the playlist, and this is ready to play back. We'll start it playing, and you can see our first clip, which dissolves into our second clip, which dissolves into our third clip. But notice this is all happening on the B output. The A output is not being used at all. Now, once you've added clips from the clip list to the playlist, you can further modify these clips, and it's non-destructive. It won't change what's in the clip list. You're just modifying what you've put into the playlist. And you can do a lot of things here. You can adjust the audio of that individual clip. You can also adjust the end point of the clip. You can change when the clip is going to start. And again, this only changes what's in the playlist, not what's happening in the clip list. You can change the duration and the speed of that clip and the transitions that's used to get to that clip. You also get a cumulative runtime showing you how long the entire playlist will take to play out, so you know you can fill a spot in your production right down to the second. Another option is the ability to add music. We can turn on a music track, import any music that we want to use, and easily add it to a playlist just like this. Aside from the actual game that's being broadcast, one of the most important elements of sports production are the graphics. And 3Play allows you to add great-looking graphics right inside the instant replay system. Let's take a look. Now, as I showed you earlier, it is possible to do a transition from A to B, but you don't just have to use cuts or dissolves. You have a wide variety of transitions built right into the system. You can simply select any of these and run them right from within the 3-play system. And some of these are full color overlays with their own audio track. One of the great things about the transitions in the 3-play is you can create your own. You can take your logos, your artwork, and your branding and create custom transitions. This allows you to create a custom viewing experience for a team, a sports league, or a venue. It also adds sponsorship capabilities right within the transitions of your program. Now, transitions are just one way that the 3-play can add graphics to your production. Another is by using its downstream keyers. Now, each of the independent outputs of the 3-play system has its own downstream keyer, allowing you to create layered graphic effects. So we're going to work with our output B here, and the downstream keyer for B is right here. I'm going to go ahead and turn it on. And right now we have this motion graphic of this basketball being overlaid. Now this could be a team logo or an event logo, pretty much any motion graphic that you want. These can be scaled as well. We can scale them down, we can position them around wherever we want them on the screen, and customize the graphics for the use during our game. Now, having an overlay like that is nice, but you've got a source pull down right here, which allows you to choose the source for that overlay. So if I choose camera 1, for instance, I now have a picture-in-picture. I've got one camera angle over another camera angle. Not only can you do that, but we could choose our replays. What if we come down here to our replay list and I start a replay back? Now you can see that I can start and stop both of these angles at the same time, and we've got a picture-in-picture that's being controlled all from the 3-play system. Now, instead of using cameras or clips, we could also use buffers, and there are 8 animated buffers that come along with the 3-play. That's where the basketball came from. We could also do overlays like this one. Let me go ahead and make sure that I turn my positioner off. And now this overlay is just a downstream keyer that comes in with our goal. That's coming in pretty quick and going out pretty quick. We do have our speed right here, so we can control the speed, slow it down a little bit as it comes in and goes out. Now again, overlays are great, and those are coming from our buffers, but a buffer could also be a full screen graphic like our Make the Noise buffer here. Let's take that out, and then when we bring it in, we can see it's actually an animated graphic, and then we can take it back out. These types of effects are usually done within the live production switcher, but when you use 3-play, you have a lot more flexibility and the ability to add these types of effects inside of the instant replay environment. So you can see 3-play is much more than just instant replay. And when you think about instant replay, instantly into your head pops sports. Well, 3-play can be used for so much more than just live sports production. It really adds a lot of essential capabilities to any live production. Let's take a listen to what one of our customers has to say about using 3-play outside of the sports world.
Nowadays we're able to produce high-quality media productions from anywhere in the world. For this, we always bring a small team of professionals and some essential technology. The show we're producing is called Ultra Live and is distributed online through the live streaming platform twitch.tv. On the tech production side, we have a setup of 3 control rooms that are capturing 3 stages where artists are performing. These 3 control rooms provide a clean feed signal that is handed over to our master control room, from where we produce the Ultra Live broadcast. At the master control room, we have installed a 3-play 440 unit that is the heart of the operation. With the 3-play unit, we're able to enrich our show with playouts and clips that are delivered from our editing team, as well as recording interviews and artist performances. Without the 3-play server, we could not realize the broadcast that we have been preparing for the last months. The 3-play server also provides 2 essential features. One is the rebroadcast of our entire show, which cannot be done with any other solution such as editing or playout software. The other feature is exporting clips from the 3-play unit to social media platforms such as Twitter. At our company, we very much believe in adapting new and innovative technologies such as 3-play to enrich our broadcast productions. We hope that NewTek keeps on developing these amazing creative tools so we can keep on developing our worldwide media productions as well.
Now, with all of these extra capabilities, we need to have a way to make it easy to control the 3Play system. And 3Play's built-in automation does exactly that. Let's take a look. So the macros are accessed through the macro menu pull down here. I'm going to go into the configuration panel. And a macro is a series of events that an operator has performed that has been recorded, and then that series of events can be played back. This could be a time-consuming, meticulous series of events that is 4 or 5 actions. It can all be compressed down into one button. Earlier, you saw me using this pop-up to select, say, a source, like I want to have my basketball source, and then I would have to hit this button to bring that up as my overlay. But through macros, we can automate the selection of the source and the DSK usage itself. For instance, if I want to bring up the goal overlay, I have a macro that will set the content for me and activate and deactivate the downstream keyer. If I now want to change over and bring up a full screen graphic of make some noise, we can do that as well. And the macro controls everything. It's 5 or 6 steps, all recorded in real time, all being played back in real time. If you need to have the exact same function done over and over again through a game, the macro is a way to do it. Now, macros can also be output specific. For instance, I'm going to play something out of A while we're still working over here on B. So I've got stuff happening on B, while meantime over here on A, I'm able to change out what's happening all just by running these macros. Now, macros can be run either by clicking on them in this interface, or they can be attached to the keyboard, they can be attached to a MIDI device, or they can even be controlled from a web page. Macros can also perform an entire sequence of events that happens to, say, prep a playlist for me during a game. Now, as you saw earlier, I was able to create a playlist manually. Now we're going to create one with a macro. We simply select the event that we want to use. So here's the event that I want to use. A nice quick little basket there. Great, I like that one. I'm now going to run my macro. And if you watch the playlist down below, you'll see that it go ahead and it loads up the first 3 camera angles for me, and it's ready to go. We can transition over to that playlist. And we see it playing back, transitions in between. When I'm done with that playlist and I want to clear it out, of course, I can go back to the live game when I'm finished with the playlist, but my playlist is still sitting here. Well, I have another macro designed to clear that playlist out. Now I'm ready to do that entire procedure over again. So if I wanted to have another playlist, I can simply choose the angle that I want and run the macro again. As you can see, 3Play adds a large amount of production value to any live production. But 3Play also has another great feature, giving you the ability to reach out to new audiences using social media. 3Play will allow you to upload video clips and stills to sites like Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, getting your content to the web first. And remember, 3Play is always recording every camera, every frame of video. So even if you didn't create an in and an out point to do an instant replay, you have every bit of the program recorded, and you can go back, define a clip, define a still, and upload it to social media with the click of a button. It's never been easier to reach this new audience than it is with 3Play's social media workflow. As you can see, 3Play is the most complete instant replay, slow motion, and clip playout system available for live productions today. And let's not forget the fact that this 3Play is also NDI enabled. That means the outputs of the 3Play can be sent across the network to any NDI enabled switcher, greatly reducing the amount of cables needed and the setup time. For more information on 3Play, please visit the NewTek website, or find a reseller close to you and go get a personalized demo today. I'm Ballance. Thanks for watching.